Hi, I'm Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes. How are you, Tiffany?
Well, how you doing?
Good. So, how did you go about creating Mariah's vibe? I was talking to Jasmine earlier, and she was saying how Mariah is her favorite character, and we were talking about the walk, the swish of the bob, that we know immediately not to mess with Mariah. How did you go about creating this vibe for Mariah?
Well, I certainly can't take credit for the bob. That was our hairstylist, Miss Jessie Dean, and she yeah, killed it because I'm telling like I feel like the bob is like its own character. But it certainly did like inform so much because I'm like, yeah, she definitely would move with this sort of blunt bob briskness. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun to play.
What do you think sparked this fire in Mariah? Do you think it was the death of her father, or do you think she was done playing this kind of good wife role for the past 15 years?
I think that she's just at a crossroads in her life. I do think that her father's death is sort of the catalyst for her to examine further, how did I end up here? And wait, who am I actually? Is my entire identity, one that I actually didn't really choose? I just sort of fell into, or um how have I just don't think that it was ever what she saw for herself. Clearly, like her father sort of, predicted um, her life as it is when we meet her. Um, but you can certainly see from all of our flashbacks and whatnot, like she is and has always been a very determined, um, headstrong woman. So when she makes her mind up that she's going to do something, she figures it out. But yeah, I do think her father's death um, really helps her to magnify like why she's in this place that she's in.
Yeah, even though, like, she even says in the flashbacks, like, what she doesn't want is actually very much how she becomes. And even when she does take on this role, she like takes it a bit too extreme. Like she has five kids. Like she goes from not wanting to have kids to having five. Do you think Howard would accept her having different aspects of her life? And could she have it all?
Oh, I definitely think Howard would accept it. Um, I don't think Howard minds, how things shook out, other than I think he does really support his wife and want the best for her and want her to feel fulfilled. But I mean, meanwhile, he's quite fulfilled and busy on his own between his five kids and, his job, which demands so much of his time.
Yes. How is it like to play a person in multiple timelines? Like, how do you balance it out? Because she definitely is a different person in 2007 compared to 2024.
Yeah, I kept some timelines, some charts and tried to like keep things straight, and sort of doing like the script analysis, that was like in the months before we started filming. Um, but yeah, I think it just happens because we definitely had days where we were jumping from present day to 2007, 2017, all in the same day. So you just kind of had to be ready to sort of switch switch modalities a bit.
Why do you think she's still trying to please her father, even in death? Like, she's even like when she's talking about tipping the waitress, like Addison is like, he's dead. Like, you don't have to keep trying to prove yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like parent-child relationships, like that is, name a stronger bond, and um, I think a lot of the experiences in childhood obviously shape so much of who we are. Um, I would also say middle child syndrome would play a role in it.
I'm real shocked
Okay,
myself.
right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's always sort of a quest of like, okay, so how can I get their attention? Because I'm too young to do the things that like the older siblings doing, and too old to do the things younger siblings doing, or that's what you get told, and then like, okay, but does anyone care? um, yeah, I do think I do think middle children maybe have like an overachieving streak.
Yes. And the first daughter syndrome as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
same here. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about this. Congrats on this, and I hope to talk to you about this and future projects.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. You have a good one.